Hello, my name is Manisha Parmar. I am from ICT department at Marward University, Rajkot. This video is part of our subject Introduction to Communication Engineering. It is guided by our HOD Professor C.D. Parmar sir. Here I will explain you about analog and digital signal. So let us begin with introduction. Signal. Signal is very important concept. It can be anything like it can be waves or it may be data. A signal consists of some sort of information. If we want to send the data or any information from particular system to another system, we will send it in the form of signal. Let me tell you what exactly the signal is. What happens when we transmit data from particular system or another system? So, when data is transmitted over physical medium, first it needs to be converted into electromagnetic signals. Here, physical medium. The physical medium means the media used in communication, which includes twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, or it can be fiber optic cables. Let's see something about data. Let us say if I want to send the data which is in text form. For example, hi, hello, how are you? So it is one type of information and I want to send it to a particular person. So here the role of signal will come. The signal will convert the physical data to electromagnetic signal. So we can say that data itself can be either in analog form or it can be in digital form. So let's see what analog data and digital data is. The term analog data refers to information that is continuous, such as the sounds made by human voice. It takes on continuous values. When someone speaks, an analog wave is created in the air. This can be captured by a microphone and it can convert to an analog signal. Then let us move to digital data. The digital data refers to the information that has discrete states. It takes on discrete values. For example, data stored in computer memory. It is in the form of zeros and ones. They can be converted to a digital signal and it can be anything like document or any file in disk. So, the both analog and digital data can be converted to analog and digital signal respectively. So let us see about the analog signal. The analog signal is a continuous time varying signal. It means these signals are the function of time. Continuous variation is found in its information. Analog signal has infinite number of values in a range. It means that it has infinitely many levels of intensity over a period of time. In analog signal, one time varying variable such as current, voltage, etc. can represent another time varying variable. They are capable of outputting continuous information with a theoretically infinite number of possible values. Analog signal is denoted by sine waves. As the wave moves from value A to value B, it passes through and includes an infinite number of values along its path. Let's see some example of analog signal such as electrical signals, light signals, speech signals, etc. Radio signals are also categorized as analog signals. Every signal requires a medium to propagation. So, electrical signals required cables to propagate from one place to another. Similarly, speech signals or voice requires freeways to propagate. We can say that it uses air as a propagation medium. But one thing is there, noise and distortion in analog signal during the transmission is greater compared to digital signal. So let's see what digital signal is. A digital signal is a signal that represents data as a sequence of discrete values. At any given time, it can only take on one of finite number of values. As mentioned here, it can have only a limited number of values. It takes only two values, 0 and 1, which is known as bits. The data is transmitted in the form of these bits. Digital signals are represented as a square waves or clock signals. The minimum value is 0 volt, whereas maximum value is 5 volt. Digital signals are less subjected to noise compared to analog signal, and the transmission of digital data in analog channel is done by the process called modulation. Let's see something more. The simplest way to show signals is by plotting them on the pair of perpendicular axes. The vertical axis represents the value or strength of a signal, and the horizontal axis represents time. In the shown figure illustrates an analog signal and a digital signal. The curve representing the analog signal passes through an infinite number of points, and the vertical of the digital signal, however, demonstrates the sudden jump that signal makes from value to value. Here are some difference between analog signal and digital signal. So simply I will see this. Analog signal is continuous and time varying, and digital signals have two or more states in binary form. Another point, troubleshooting of analog signals are difficult, and in digital signal troubleshooting is easy. Third point is, we represent analog signal in the form of sine wave, and we represented digital signals in the form of square wave. Analog signals are easily affected by the noise, whereas digital signals are less prone to noise. And to represent data, analog signal uses continuous value, and in representation of data, digital signal uses discrete values. Accuracy of signal may be affected in analog, whereas in digital signals, accuracy is not much affected by noise. During transmission, analog signal may be affected by noise and distortion, but digital signals are not easily affected during data transmission. Analog signal uses more power as it has infinite values, where digital signal uses less power as it has limited number of values. Here are some examples of analog signals like temperature, pressure, flow measurement, etc. And examples of digital signals are valve feedback, motor start, trip, etc. And analog circuit uses the components like resistors, capacitors, inductors, diodes. And digital circuit uses the components like transistor, logic gates, microcontroller. These are the resources from which I have taken this information. Thank you.